Yo, Wagwan, it's your boy Big Truck. So check this out. Shout out to my homegirl, Virtuous Woman. She's doing amazing things. Please go to her channel and show her some love. She has some things to say. I have some things to say. And then the spirit of the universe is going to take us home. So grab your shoulder pads and your helmet and let's get that work. Hustle and motivate.
4 letters, 1 word.
Hookup culture and the death of purity for women. For decades, women were told that sexual freedom was empowerment, that rejecting modesty and embracing casual hookups was the key to independence. But what has it really brought? Broken hearts, broken homes, skyrocketing STD rates, and a generation of women left wondering why love, marriage, and stability seem further away than ever.
So far, so good. This is a really serious type of conversations that a large number of individuals don't want to have, especially in today's world, especially when it comes to dating. I believe a large number of individuals forgot about the simple things of how relationships was back then. And some may say, times have changed. Yes, times have changed, but you don't forget about culture. Feminism came in and just shook everything up.
What was once considered sacred, purity, femininity, and the power of saving yourself for a husband, has been traded for one-night stands, meaningless encounters, and the illusion of liberation. The truth is, hookup culture hasn't empowered women. It's cheapened them. It's taken something valuable and priceless and made it disposable. And the very women who were promised happiness through freedom are now facing the devastating consequences of a lifestyle that celebrates pleasure but ignores long-term cost.
And let me highlight this. It brings your value down. A large number of women value just completely dropped. And we have to highlight that.
The lies women were sold, the damage hookup culture is doing, and why reclaiming purity and self-respect is the real path to empowerment. Because these are the conversations nobody else wants to have, but we're going there. Hookup culture and the death of purity, how the new sexual revolution is corrupting modern society. In the age of dating apps, situationships, OnlyFans, and TikTok oversharing, modern sexual norms have radically shifted away from the values that once grounded relationships, family, and society. Today's hookup culture, casual sex without commitment, intimacy without responsibility, bodies without boundaries, has waged brutal war on the very concept of purity. This isn't sexual liberation, it's cultural decay masquerading as freedom. From courtship to casualties. A few decades ago, a man had to earn a woman's time, attention, affection, and ultimately her body. Relationships followed a path: interest, courtship, exclusivity, marriage, intimacy. Purity and modesty were virtues, not punchlines. A woman's purity was protected and prized, not sold for likes or exchanged for situationship crumbs.
When feminism came in, we started seeing a large number of women sell their soul to the things of this world. And what has happened? A large number of women have sold their soul to the things of this world. You say, why would you say that? Sit back and listen to a modern woman speak. When you sit back and you listen to modern women speak, it's almost like they tell on themselves. It's a dead giveaway. They're not displaying a woman of good character. Have you noticed a woman of good character will move in a certain way that you can identify? You can respectfully say that I enjoy being in this woman's presence because there's something about her essence, her aura, her spirit. It's something about her that gives off that is a lady versus a modern woman.
Fast forward to today. Thanks to social media validation, feminist propaganda, and Hollywood brainwashing, society now praises promiscuity and mocks purity. Sex is no longer sacred, it's a handshake. No strings attached has replaced loyalty. Hookups have replaced romance. Bodies are traded like fast food, quick, cheap, and disposable. The casualty list of hookup culture. Marriage is dying. Women spend their 20s chasing bad boys and racking up body counts, then expect to become traditional wives in their 30s.
Not only that, but let's go higher. Not just your 30s, but 40s and 50s. And when we look at the damage that has been done the relationship was back then in the 90s versus now, it's a complete shift, it's a complete change. And we have noticed the difference. Relationships were not valued.
Men are rejecting these born again virgins, leaving marriage rates collapsing. STDs and mental health crises. The more casual the sex, the more serious the consequences. Depression, anxiety, and loneliness skyrocket as people trade real connection for empty pleasure. The hookup high is followed by soul level damage. Men are checking out. Men don't court anymore. Why buy the cow when the milk is free? With sex so easily available on Tinder and Instagram DMs, men no longer value commitment.
When you have a woman begging, what does that tell you? When you have a large number of men being thirsty, willing to give and do anything just to have a piece of, what does that tell you? And we're going to look through the lens of both. At some point, both are at fault. The bread and butter of it, feminism killed all of this shit and just destroyed the culture and destroyed the natural way two people should be able to come together in a relationship and or marriage.
Women lose value in the sexual marketplace. The brutal truth nobody wants to admit. The more sexually accessible a woman is, the less men view her as wife material. Purity used to elevate a woman. Promiscuity now devalues her. Families never get formed. Hookup culture breaks the chain. No commitment, no marriage, no family, no legacy. Societies that don't build families collapse.
And then you have a large number of women out there having children with no fathers in the home, being promiscuous, being careless. Everybody's everywhere, doing everything with everyone. Everybody's pointing fingers at everyone instead of pointing fingers at themselves.
The lies hookup culture told us. Sex is just fun, stop being uptight, but everyone is secretly miserable. You can sleep around and still find a good husband later. Body counts come with baggage. Purity culture is oppressive. The real oppression is emotional damage, STDs, abandonment, and aging alone. Hookup culture was sold as a new form of liberation for modern women. Instead of being tied down by marriage or the expectation of waiting for the right man, women were told they could behave like men, enjoying sex casually, without strings, without shame, and without long-term commitment.
And that's where the problem comes in with that right there. Because reality will always tell on you. Reality will always give an individual a lot to think about. And reality has shown that they can't. Because men operate differently, women operate differently.
But as the years go by, the cracks are impossible to ignore. Instead of empowerment, we're seeing regret, brokenness, loneliness, and the inability to form lasting, healthy relationships.
But we're also seeing blame shifting. Okay. We're also seeing shaming tactics being thrown at men. Okay. And we cannot turn a blind eye to the truth and to the things that we see. At some point, women will have to be held accountable for their actions. At some point, men will have to be held accountable for their actions.
One of the biggest lies of hookup culture is that sex is just physical. In reality, it carries spiritual, emotional, and psychological weight. When women give themselves away casually, they often feel the emptiness afterward. What was supposed to feel exciting often ends with shame, confusion, or the sting of being discarded. Over time, this repeated cycle chips away at self-worth.
Especially if a woman is intimate with a man that she doesn't like, not interested in, just doing it for money, versus being intimate with someone that you do like, that you are interested in.
Many who embrace this lifestyle now admit that it robbed them of their ability to bond, to trust, and to value intimacy the way it was meant to be valued. Health consequences cannot be ignored either. The rise in sexually transmitted infections, particularly among Black women, is directly tied to this culture of casual encounters. Purity and restraint once protected women from these dangers, but with hookup culture normalized, many find themselves paying a heavy price. It's not just about physical health either.
When y'all want to do threesomes, foursomes, gang bangs, all of these things play a factor. It really does. And you setting yourself up. But then after the smoke is gone, you want a relationship. What value do you bring to a man after you've had all of these things done to you? You chose to sleep with who you slept with. You chose to friend zone the good person. You chose to overlook the good person to get with the bad person. And when the bad person does what they do to you, now is a problem.
Studies show that women who engage in casual sex frequently report higher levels of depression, anxiety, and feelings of worthlessness. The mental and emotional toll is just as damaging as the physical risks. Hookup culture also undermines the very institution of marriage. Men who no longer have to commit to get what they want often become even less motivated to marry.
And when I see, it's amazing that the sister highlighted those things, those talking points, because what I'm seeing and hearing on social media, especially on Instagram and TikTok, large number of women, you can see their pain. A lot of them, they wear their past on their faces. You see it. Like, oh, fuck, here we go again with another ass shot. It gets old.
Women who give everything up front without requiring loyalty end up struggling to transition into relationships where commitment is actually expected. By making sex so cheap and easy, women have unknowingly devalued themselves in the dating market, making marriage less appealing to men and harder to obtain for women. The long-term fallout is devastating. Women in their 30s and 40s who once believed hookup culture was fun and empowering are often left facing the consequences: single motherhood, broken relationships, poor health, and the deep ache of loneliness.
And it also leaves women bitter. A large number of women are being bitter because they can't have it all. But they were told that they can have it all. They were told that everything is going to be okay. They were told that you can have whatever you want. No man is going to tell you no. No man is going to reject you. However, when men started telling women no, when they started rejecting them, we started to see a fucking major shift. We started to see a large number of women crash out, get angry, get mad.
Many of these women admit that what they truly wanted was love, stability, and a family. But hookup culture distracted them with short-term pleasures that left long-term scars. Even more concerning is how this mindset is now being passed down to younger generations. Teenage girls are being raised in a society that glorifies promiscuity while shaming modesty. Instead of being taught the value of purity, discipline, and waiting for their husband, they are told to explore, experiment, and express themselves sexually.
And we have social media to thank for that. We have the music industry to thank for that. Might as well say the movie industry to thank for that. You have all three categories to thank for that, because look at the behavior of large number of women today.
By the time they realize the damage, it's often too late. Their innocence is gone, their ability to bond is weakened, and their future relationships are built on shaky foundations. But the truth is, purity is not outdated, it's powerful. When a woman values herself enough to wait, to guard her body and her heart, she preserves her dignity and strengthens her chances of building a lasting marriage.
I understand that, and I totally agree. Because then she uses wisdom, those same key points, and we flip it towards man. Now that man is using wisdom. Let me know what y'all think. All right? It's your boy Big Truck.